And here we go. See how he's trying to. I don't know how many times you've seen a Tesla towing a trailer. That's how you know. And it's a Middle Eastern gentleman. See? They kind of mock you. I've seen this all over the country. They'll have like a giant ass motorhome and then they'll build a little wooden box trailer. See? And that's it. That's another handicap spot they're trying to get into. That's the second time they've come in here. The first time he drove through, went and parked, and then fucking came up over here. See? That guy, you're not allowed in a handicap spot, number one. And number two, how many times have you seen a Tesla? Those things charge level drops so dramatically when you tow, but yeah, that's what they do. Here's more. There you go. That's buyable, right? Huh, you always see Teslas towing a trailer right where you're at in northwestern Washington. See, this is what they do, guys. They'll go, there's a gentleman, there's one in Chicago and there's one in Philadelphia, but they will park in front of one of those old Victorian style homes that have been turned into, you know, 4 or 5, see, they gotta slam the door, 4 or 5 different apartments, and they'll go park in front of it just because the one person that they bother like this, they'll do this out in front of a building of 4 to 6 people. They've done it to me. I lived in a sixplex apartment, so 3 apartments on the bottom, 3 on the top, and then at the very end, facing the street, there was a storage unit for each apartment. And they would pull, well, not only that, but that place was for people coming out of like some kind of recovery, abusive relationship, drugs, alcohol, whatever. But they would do this right out, and they'd pull into the driveway, so they would trespass to do this. That's what this person's doing now, because they're not righteously here traveling. No, how many times have you seen Teslas towing? Even the truck, the battery dies really quick. Your range drops from like 300 and some to 100 and some. And, yeah, see. But if he's not handicapped, he shouldn't be there. You see what I'm saying? See how they get right next to you? Okay. So he just bypassed 30 empty spaces to get by us. See? And the people that are in the spot next to him, there's a spot right next to there's one more spot after us before the restroom, and then there's an empty spot on the other side of the restroom. If they wanted to be close to the restroom and not bother us, they would do that. They don't do that. There's another person where if I sit right here, their tent looks right through the trees at our fucking picnic table. I mean, they have this shit mapped out. See how that guy's parked so it blocks the passenger and the driver and kind of the trunk area? They know what they're doing. See, and he'll come out here and he'll unstrap everything, and then he'll decide he doesn't like it and he'll leave or something like that. Okay. Or they'll stay parked there and they're not fucking handicapped. That's definitely someone part of the harassment campaign. I've seen someone, they'll take a Jeep Cherokee and they'll take, the half of the bed of a truck, and they'll just make a trailer out of it and they'll just throw junk in it and they just drive around town. That's kind of to be mocking you. And that's why he's got all that shit. And if they see anything of yours like that, like I used to have containers like that, that's why that guy has those. It was 5 years ago, all the way in California, that I had a bunch of bins like that, storage. But that's what your government does to people. They just mimic, mirror, harass, and it's all felonious. Okay? So that person, how many times have you seen people towing with a fucking Tesla? It doesn't happen. Even the truck, unless you like real close, you better be real close to the lake or the river, and then you better have a charging station at the lake or the river you're at, right? And anyway, so that's what your money goes towards. They call what I was just saying this to myself. What about quote unquote domestic surveillance, which is just they just reword illegal harassment. This is used to need warrants to do this type of shit to people. Okay? You notice this happens everywhere we go. Oh, look, I gotta be over here. Look, here's my ass. See, I told you. Everywhere they go, everything they do has to do with the person they're bothering. And you notice he's in the exact same area as the other two fucking idiots that aren't supposed to be there. But there, so they bypass. There's still about 30 plus empty campsites, and this jerk off and the two jerk offs prior, you notice they got to get right the fuck there. There's 41 sites in here. 3 of them are paved for wheelchair access, and then the other, I think these are 2 of them. But this is what they do. And then look, here's the blue van that I was telling you about. There it is. See? Blue van. That's the one that was following around that blue SUV. They just drive around. Oh, I don't know which one of these 30 empty spots I should get in. See? And they get right next to you, or they just drive around and hang out by you as long as possible. See how what he's doing is going to be in direct view of the fucking... See? Everything they do is in direct view of you. That's not even a camping area. I'm not picking it apart. I'm just saying everything they do is directed around the person they're targeting, okay? Do you notice this happens everywhere we go? The only time this doesn't happen is if I go out into the sticks and I hit one of those giant gates, you know, those big steel swinging gates. And if it's unlocked, you're allowed to go back there. That's the only time we get any peace. And even then, once in a while, you'll get people out there randomly, like just because they're, you know, you're out and hunting in 4x4 land. See how loud he is? So you have a Tesla towing a trailer full of bright yellow bins, unlocked bins. You notice none of that shit was secure. Look at it. You're supposed to believe that guy's driving around 60, 70 miles an hour with that stuff. Those things will fly open. Okay, that's how you know that's bullshit too. And again, towing with the Tesla, you don't see it. Travel pack, yeah. But that goes on top. It does. It creates a lot of drag. So anyway, there you go. Here's tonight's gang stalker piece of shit. You notice he just bypassed 30 empty spaces. There's 3 empty spaces just like mine on the row outside. So he could have a giant space, still be right by the bathroom and be nowhere near us. He'd be right over there. Okay? Because the bathroom's one spot over and then it's a building. It's literally directly across from the bathroom, starting over there. There's 3 spots down there. That's another way you know you're being gang stalked. Okay, this is a 41 space facility, and everyone, even if they get down by the river or the lake here, the bay, every one of them has been within 3 or 4 spaces of us. Okay, everywhere we go in the country. I've been circling just the Olympic National Forest on the 101, and this has happened everywhere we go, unless we go out into the sticks where this dipshit couldn't take his fucking electric car in his trailer without getting stuck. Okay? That is what gang stalkers look like, guys. Okay? A giant motorhome, little wooden box trailer. They're making fun of somebody. That's what the FBI does. That's what the third-party contractors do. You know, all that sitting in a fucking van, or an ice cream van, or a flower van, or a moving van. Now they do this, okay? This is a private sector job. Here comes another van, okay? I understand it's getting close to the weekend, but this place had 4 people in it when we arrived. Now there's like probably twice that. See, that's about what I'd expect to see on that Tesla. When they do a trailer, I shit you not, dude. I've seen this in town where I'm from. That's how they run people out of town. Because they committed a crime, and the 5 people that committed a crime decide, now we're going to get these 5 people, and they do this to them, and most people don't make it. They end up killing themselves.